Okay, so let's take a look at an example of what I mean about the like terms. We have 1 minus 6n plus 5n is equal to negative 1. So this isn't much different than a two-step equation. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to combine any like terms that we see, and then we can solve our equation with the skills we already have for solving two-step equations. Okay? It is super important that you keep your work organized and you go down one step at a time so that your work kind of comes down in like an upside down triangle. So that way you can look back at it and see if you've made a mistake and be able to fix it. Yes, sir? Yeah, I always do. You don't have to put the balance line, but I usually do. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine our like terms. So we have like terms here and here. So what is negative 6n plus 5n? It shouldn't be 11 because this is a negative and this is a positive. Yeah, negative 1n. And if it's a 1, you don't actually have to write the 1. So we can bring this part down because we didn't do anything with that. And then negative 6n plus 5n is negative 1n or just negative n. Because we assume that if there's just one n there with no number in front of it, that it is 1. Does that make sense? Just don't forget about the sign in front of the number is glued to it. Okay, so make sure that you know that that is negative 6n. And then bring down the rest. Now we can solve this just like a regular two-step equation. So after you've combined the like terms, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. We're left with negative n is equal to negative 2. And I need to get rid of this negative here, so you can multiply both sides by negative 1, divide both sides by negative 1, or just switch the signs on both. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. And I'm left with n is equal to 2. So the steps that we took here, we'll be adding to our list each day. But for today, all we're doing is we're combining like terms. And we're going to just solve our regular two-step equation. Okay, so these are the steps we're using today. Okay. Now an important part of this is checking your answer, because you want to make sure that you did this right, especially as things get really big. Okay, we're starting out small, but they're going to get pretty complex. So I'm going to take my answer 2 and plug it in for n in my equation. So this is going to be 6 times 2, 5 times 2. Now I'm going to use order of operations. I'm going to multiply and then add. So this will be 1 minus 12 plus 10 is equal to negative 1. Negative 11 plus 10 is equal to negative 1. And already you can see that this is going to be true. So that is correct. That shows us that the solution is correct. And we know that n is equal to 2. All right, I'm going to have you practice it. All right, follow the same steps. Combine like terms and then solve your two-step equation. I'll be walking around if you need me. right, you guys, it's looking pretty good. I'm just going to quickly go through it. Negative 6p and negative 2p, these are considered like terms, so I'm going to combine them. So negative 6p and negative 2p is negative 8p. And then I still have that 2 left, so I'm going to bring that down. Now I'm solving it just like a regular 2-step equation. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And I'll get negative 8p is equal to negative 16. Divide both sides by negative 8. And again, we're getting that our variable is equal to positive 2. And I keep getting the question, yes, you have to check your answers, and yes, that's what you need to do to get consistently on your homework. You need to have all your work shown, and you need to be checking your answers, okay? So my check here is 6 times 2 plus 2 minus 2 times 2 is equal to negative 14. I'm going to multiply everything that I can first, and then I'll add and subtract. This is negative 12 plus 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 14. Combine these, that's negative 10. Combine these, negative 14 is equal to negative 14. And we're good. We know it's the right answer. Okay, I'm going to show you one more example, and this time we have like terms on both sides of the equal sign. I'm sure that you will be fine on this. I just want to make sure you've seen it in your notes. So m plus 2 minus 4 is equal to 8 plus 4. Well, coefficients are considered like terms as well. The numbers that do not have, or sorry, not coefficients, constants are considered like terms, just like our variable terms are, okay? So our goal is to simplify both sides as much as possible by combining like terms before we solve it. So basically, you're just simplifying expressions. So this over here is an expression, this over here is an expression. Simplify them both, and then you can deal with solving it, okay? So 2 plus negative 4 is going to be negative 2. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And I get that m is equal to negative 2. Now I never want to just assume that that is the correct answer. I want to plug it in just to make sure. So I'm going to plug this in for m. So negative 2 plus 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 8 plus 4. This is 0, so you get negative 4. This is negative 4, so yeah. My checking in that case took like 10 seconds. And I've only given you guys 6 homework problems, so I can give you more and not expect the work, or I can give you less and expect the work, and I've given you less. You only have 6 problems to do. So show that work, check your answers, and be prepared to turn it in. Any questions? All right, I'll let you guys work.